What's up, baby dolls? We're going to be speaking about UFOs, demonic forces, conspiracies. Is Lou Elizondo a disinformation agent? What about Bob Lazar and everything else? Anti-gravity, Ashton Forbes. All of this coming your way and more. And of course, we got a bit of reptilian shapeshifting in here sprinkled in too. Let's crack on.
But their big guy was Lou Elizondo, and then Lou Elizondo branched off of that, and he came out. They promoted him as like, this was the guy. He ran the Pentagon's UFO program, you know. And you look into Elizondo's background, and it's like, this guy didn't run the program, bro. This guy was a torture czar at Guantanamo Bay, for Christ's sake. He ran the RDI program. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is accused the guy of being the person responsible for torturing his son in front of him. He basically electrocuted Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's son's testicles in front of him until he admitted to doing 9/11.
Really?
That's what they did.
Elizondo himself? This came out in like an interview or something with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed?
It's in all the notes. It's in his files. There's all these guys, all these people that they accused of 9/11.
He denies all this?
And all the people that, I don't know if he denied. I don't know if he's ever really been asked about it. But you go and look into it. He ran the RDI program. He's named by a bunch of these guys as being the person responsible for doing this.
Jesus.
So he basically helped the CIA cover up 9/11 by torturing the people that supposedly did it. Basically, if someone tortured your son in front of you like that, you'd probably admit to doing anything. I'd say anything they wanted to get them to stop.
Right.
And so that's the background Elizondo has, and he's a counterintelligence guy. Why would he be head of the UFO program at the Pentagon?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand any of that stuff.
No. And he wasn't. It was all a front to basically co-opt and take control of the narrative.
And why is he also a part of all these UFO online Twitter groups and
he's harassing people,
fake accounts and stuff.
He's paying off. There's a bunch of fake accounts, and they're paying off other influencers to go after the people that call Elizondo out. And
right,
there was this whole thing like people were starting to question him and stuff, and getting called out. And there was this, you could talk to Red Panda Koala and Tupacabra on X. All about it. They hold spaces about it, and they have tons of stuff saved. They created this whole archive of all the harassment that was taking place, where they basically created a limited hangout operation and said that this is ufology, and anyone outside of this is not someone you should listen to or pay attention to. And they shut out all the outside groups and stuff. And then you look at who was Elizondo's good friend, who was meeting with him and buddy with him all this time. Well, Jeremy Corbell, the guy that went on Joe Rogan's podcast like 6 times and told Joe Rogan not to have me on and not to talk to me. Like he told How do you
know that?
Because I have emails from Jeremy Corbell to lots of other people that I've tried to interview in connection to the Bob Lazar case, that he's written emails to physically telling them not to talk to me, and to ghost me. But
really?
Yes, I do. I have them. They're authentic. They're from his email address, and they are real. And he
copied you on them?
No, the people who he sent them to sent them to me.
Forwarded them to you,
so that I could see what he was and know what he was up to. And
why do you think he did that?
Because I'm ruining his grift. His grift is this Bob Lazar thing, and he's got all this popularity and fame in the UFO field right now, and he's doing better than he ever did.
I think it's just ego.
Jeremy Corbell was selling quantum jiu-jitsu videos in California, and he was sprinkling blood on pictures of Sharon Tate and selling it as art. Okay. He had an art studio in California where he literally just sprinkled blood on pictures of Sharon Tate and sold it as art. This is
something interesting as well, friends. My friend Ashton Forbes, check it out. See Ashton? He's got the formulas for 0-point energy. Yeah. Ashton should be on every major UFO podcast and stuff. Jeremy Corbell should be blasting the crap out of Ashton's stuff. Ashton literally has the formulas, bro. Yeah? We've got the quantum field. Yeah? We have the equations, dude. Yeah? We have these scientific research papers. He has the names, he has the scientists, he has the research, he's got those PhD nerds, he's got every single freaking nerd in the world and all the papers, which shows that shit we've been seeing in the sky, it's not make-believe science. We actually can reverse engineer it. Cockheed Martin have done it, and all the shebang has been going on. But Ashton, we found out, Jeremy Corbell and some other mysterious people, they've been telling, like, you know, Joe Rogan, all these other KOLs in UFO world, they said, no, don't bring this guy on. Don't bring this guy on. He's not real. He's not real. Don't bring him on. Makes you think, bro. So, damn, man, like, you know, maybe he got sucked in, friends. He started off showing UFO stuff. He becomes friends with Lou Elizondo, which is obviously a disinformation agent. Right? It comes in. Friends, that's what disinformation agents do. This is why they're... Look, man, I got another word for it. They're some sort of demonic, satanic shit themselves, because everything to do with deception and lying comes straight from Satan, okay? So whatever you want to call it, dark force, Satan, interdimensional, demon, reptile, I don't know what it is. Just everything to do with deception and lying is that dark shit, okay? Every single time. So what they're masters at is, it's like, I don't know if you're familiar with, like, in market pricing, there's like auctions where they try to find a fair value price, but you start from like zero and then the bid goes up more. Well, what disinformation agents do, they do this with every topic in the basically in the world when it comes to disinformation. Okay, so what they do is they find the line where you have a specific piece of information and they don't want you to believe that that info is legit. Okay, they're basically, they want you to say like, no, look the other way. That's nothing to see here. Look the other way. So what they do is they find exactly the minimum amount of info to throw at you, and then they poison everything around it. Yeah, so that's why it makes you question, right? Lou Elizondo, I was showing you snippets. I've made videos and stuff on him. He's got like, we've got a bit of alien tech. We have this thing we don't, he's made this book, Imminent, right? We got some alien technology. We don't know what's going on. All a bunch of bullshit, bro. Like, this is what crazy, yeah. Because Lou Elizondo, some of the stuff he's saying is shocking. Why is it shocking? It's a big admission from the US government, right? Where they're like saying, oh, well, we actually do have UFO tech. Aliens are real. There's all this, like, you know, Metal Gear Solid nanotechnology stuff. Like, they've got technology, alien tech, where you can basically go inside your skin, and if you try to, like, basically prick out the little nanomachine bot, it, like, goes away to the rest of your body. Stuff from science fiction movies, actually real, right? And that's why everyone's a bit shocked, because they can't believe the government actually admit it, because they, like, basically grown up their whole lives with the government totally denying that aliens are real. But the new blood, like, you know, I come in and you come in, we're new to the game. We can see basically the writings on the wall, where disclosure, it's an alien supercycle, right? A disclosure supercycle, it's like marching forward so much. So what they have to do is they have to find that thin line, the minimum amount of information for the population that they can PsyOps, okay? Because I don't want to tell you anything above that. You know, it's interesting. In my video, there is a Lou Elizondo clip here. I think in one of my videos here, and as soon as I saw this, I remember where I was at the gym. In one of his clips, one of these interview clips here, I speak about, I remember I was at the gym. I still remember I was at the gym. I think I was training shoulders, and I was listening, and I paused. And I'm like, man, this guy's a dirty little disinformation agent. So he's doing like Lou Elizondo, what he was doing is, he was doing one of those question and answers. And he was talking to, like, you know, the YouTube comment, whatever it is, the streaming, the comment section. And he basically says, he goes, you know, it's kind of funny. He's saying, oh, I'm a whistleblower. And he goes, and then for some reason, he changes character, totally, like, forgetting that you're meant to be a whistleblower, bro. You know what a whistleblower is? A whistleblower means you open your mouth, you're dead. You got to go into hiding. That's what a whistleblower is. But he's coming out, he's talking, he goes, He goes, we, on behalf of the government, we want to find out what you, the population, think about UFOs and disclosure. That's actually how he talks. He goes, well, we want to know what's the minimum amount of disclosure you guys would like to hear to settle the matter. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, bro, are you forgetting what you're... Are you forgetting that... Bro, you're meant to be a whistleblower. And now you're negotiating with the civilian population saying, guess what? We're hiding everything from you, but we're trying to find out how little information I can tell you so you can truck off and then we can keep doing the blue pill cuck stuff to the rest of society. And on my brain, I was just there. That's why I was at the gym. I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Bro, you're literally just admitting it's all real and that you are a CIA disinformation agent and you are hiding everything and your goal isn't peace, truth, justice. No. Your goal is you're annoyed by the population, us, who basically keep Earth running, by the way. You're annoyed that the slaves are starting to ask questions and that we keep hounding you. You try to just like make a shoot. He's basically saying, what do you want to know about? Do you want us to just admit that UFOs are real? Do you want us to say we're not alone in the universe? Do you like need to see an alien? Like we're trying to find out what that is. So then when we do that, you can just basically go to hell. You know, I'm watching this. I'm thinking, what the hell? It's all real, bro. That's why I'm like, man, it's all real. You guys really are psychopath, reptilian, lizard trucks. I don't know what's going on, but to tell you, whatever you're telling me is going on is not the full story. You know, friends, also bro. The US president defended the pedophile island, bro.
I've been so interested in the Epstein story. I'm so upset about how it's been handled.
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going.
Well. Remember, friends, I've made some alien UFO videos related to a lot of that. Remember that lady, Juliette? She was unfortunately a victim of Jeffrey Epstein. She said when he orgasmed, his head literally shapeshifted into a reptilian. His eyes he had the big like demon horn head, looks like a typical reptilian sketch of the head. She said that what happened. Basically, it kind of looked like that. Got the horns on the head. There's other videos and stuff you can look at, depictions. I think like this. This is what it looks like. That one on the top right. And then we have the story I shared with you as well. We have Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, who basically revealed Tila Tequila, she's a shape-shifting hoe too. Tila Tequila? Well. My gosh. Is there a Pornhub section for that? They have to add one, right? They've got balloons popping. Why not throw reptilian chicks? You know? So, very suspicious with that video, friends. Man, I might cover this for you. Man, trust me. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought all of this was made up baloney. Tila Tequila, huh? They're hiding a lot of stuff, friends. It really is, man. It really does come down to, look, David Icke was right. Yeah. Once I think you see what's behind the curtain, the magic's gone. It's like the power of them's gone. Yeah, because you just don't take them seriously anymore. You know, you remember the Olympics, friends? Remember You were all here, bro. I was just sitting. I remember I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, bro, what the hell? Do you remember the Olympics? What is this satanic weird shit going? The Satanic Olympics? You remember that? It's like, what? Whoa. This is not a meme. This is real. So it bleeds in. That's the thing. And you know something about Yin Yang and how the universe works as well. There's never 100% good and there's never 100% bad. There's always, it's basically like this scale, yeah? We can never get 100% good. We can get 99% good. It's always at 1% bad, right? And then also, no matter how bad things get, there's always some good somewhere. And we're always progressing with that. I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes when you see like basically all these, I mean, this gentleman has a really, really good podcast. He shows how, look, I can't talk about stuff. I'm trying to get deleted, but let's just say the Jenga Towers, 24 years ago, friends, the Jenga Towers, the ones that fell, well, it wasn't just Larry Silverstein and that other CEO who were missing from the building that day. And actually, if you ask AI the questions, AI has been curated. So ChatGPT and Grok is actually being curated. So if you say which CEOs were missing from the Jenga Towers back in 2001, you know which month, right? It says, there's two common ones. Yeah, but there was something like 8 or 9. All of them were missing that day. They got told not to go into the Jenga Towers. And if you ask ChatGPT, hey, what was this CEO guy doing on that day? They're like, he was meant to go to the Jenga Tower, but he didn't go. And then you ask, hey, why didn't you tell me that in the information before? They go, I collect various sources and everything out here. I can't verify all things for you. And yeah, so man, I want to tell you more, friends. This is like really, 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 really. It's really contraband. Okay, it's really, really contraband. And it's interesting when I look at all the Jenga Towers and everything. I thought they were all separate events, but Jeffrey Epstein's related. They're all related. That's what I had no idea. I thought it's just different conspiracy. And I'm like, whoa, these are connected. Let's have a listen as well to these gentle sirs.
That these people sleeping with underage girls, and that's going to be. I don't think that is inflammatory enough, Danny. I think that
what do you mean?
They can release all that. They can release all that, and people aren't going to be like, if they release if we come out and it shows that Jeffrey Epstein worked with this network to compromise CEOs in the World Trade Center and set them up to be part of a 9/11 conspiracy. Then people are like, the government can, they'll never trust the government again ever if they the 9/11.
Well, they won't. I don't think
9/11 is so much bigger than this Jeffrey Epstein case. It is so
files.
Yes, this is mass murder.
I mean, thousands of people dying. I mean, it's hard to play the game of what's worse with those two things because they're both insanely evil things. But
trust me, man. You keep digging. It all leads to some sort of interdimensional, dark, demonic force. Okay, people have different names for it. Matrix is basically it's our reality. It's curated and controlled. Here's another thing as well, friends. I got remember a very clear pill approach. If we're open to anything, it's possible the game designer, it's made like this. Yeah? It's made so there's a big baddie and that's 5 steps forward, 4 steps back, and you eventually beat them. It could be like that. Okay? Now I've never heard anybody talk about that possibility, but I do. Because I'm not even doing anything different. I'm like, wait a minute, look how far we've come in thousands of years. Okay? Yeah, progress seems like we goes nowhere for a long time, but what if that's it? Okay, so I'm just showing you that a lot of these things, it goes beyond just basically you and me. But it's not a coincidence. People who look at this, see, everybody's still stuck in blue pill cuck life in the fiat system. When it comes to the money system, like we know, hey, bro, you're literally getting debased at 5% per year. Your labor units are paying off the debt. You get it? Your labor units are paying off the debt, okay? Neil deGrasse Tyson, all the scientists, all the paid economists, all the media, they're all paid by the money printer. You're paying for it. You pay off for it, okay? We want to hold scarce assets. We are outside of that financial system, okay? We, I guess, took the red pill and we woke up. With finance, it's different. We can chart stuff and prices go up and then become more scarce. This thing, totally different beast. Or is it? Maybe one day it'll change. This gentle soul also speaks about Epstein and his obsession with gravity. Man, it goes, well, I did not think this pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, and the island links to Baal, right? That demonic force. Remember, I'm a level 55 barbarian, and you and me, friends, we can take him on. Don't worry, 3v1, we'll take him on. Come at me, Baal! Come at me! Come at me! Come at me! It's just, they're all connected, man. They're all connected.
Process called peer review.
Yes.
And really amped up the peer review in the process of it. But what he did in that is he created all these journals in this peer review process, which has to go through these journals. So basically, you've created a conduit now through which you can control what gets published in science and what gets out there and what doesn't. And that's a great trap for the intelligence community because, you know, you need to make sure that disruptive science and technologies get into your hands first and not someone else's, right? So it's no surprise that these kinds of people, the intelligence agents, were onto that sort of thing, you know, and using Jeffrey Epstein and his network because, you know, hey, scientists are humans too. Even Stephen Hawking in his wheelchair apparently had girls sit on his face or something. So, you know, we all get horny, bro, right? If you ain't horny, you ain't, what is it, healthy?
Of course, I got to show it to you right now. Oh, yeah, check it out. Man, bet you had fun on his wheelchair. Stephen Hawking, huh? Is that some radiation in your pants, or are you just excited to see me, Dr. Hawking? And also speaking, I love this, man. Stuff that doesn't get published. By the way, I am a perfectly happy, healthy male. Some say I'm a squirrel, some say I'm a duck, some say I'm a turtle. But I'm perfectly happy and healthy, and I'm not thinking of entering the spiritual realm at all. So what I'm about to show you, well, I'll just show it to you, okay? The reason the orbs are spinning around the plane is they're creating a spinning polyhedral wormhole. This vastly reduces the negative energy requirement, okay? So this is zapped by the US government. They're sending a message to China saying, don't screw with us. If you want to know why the black, we end up finding out, this is the most wildest part about this, bro. Look, friends, the black part, it's UV radiation. So the videos from 2014 when they zapped MH370, they only discovered the equations publicly that if you did a theoretical wormhole, they only discovered that it would be black UV radiation 4 years later in a PhD, basically some PhD nerd dude require it. So you're not going to see stuff like that, and we're not going to see stuff like that in mainstream TV. They're just going to basically keep everybody dumbed down and go, hey, look at this girl showing off her titties out on TV. Oh, look at this satanic stuff they're putting out. La, 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 la. That's pretty much what it is, okay? But also, that's why I tell you, friends, like, we know this, but man, like, buckle down in the crypto stuff first. Because, like, if you solve the crypto stuff, you're holding scarce assets, you're swimming with the whales, and you get to retire, and then you can do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? Like, this actually sets you free. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got a chain around their neck, and they're actually, like, working for someone else, working off to pay off debt and the slave. Your purchasing power just getting sucked in a very family-friendly way by the central banking system. Yeah, so the removing the shackles, if you want to do that, crypto does it first, right? All this other stuff, you know, it's like a luxury, you know, but it's nice for us to see, look, we're on the right path. Conspiracy SuperCycle, Red Pill SuperCycle, Alien SuperCycle, it's all happening. Let's speak a bit about Elon Musk as well, friends. When I speak about Elon, you know who Elon Musk is, of course, one of the world's most popular men as well. Elon, friends, was confirmed by Matthew Brown, who an actual whistleblower from the Pentagon, worked there for 5 or 6 years. Remember, he found the secret UFO files. He said, we live in a matrix, in a reality. Everything's perfectly curated and stuff out here. He basically, he named the program. He tagged Elon. He goes, hey, bro, I know the program you were read into when they told you about the UFOs. It's called the Marsupial program. Mars super you. And then he actually says, he goes, guess what, Elon? They actually lied to you. So we don't know what type of PsyOps is going on. But he goes, hey, Elon, they lied to you. They showed you lights in the sky. And they go, oh, we don't know how they work. And they, guess what? Yes, they do know how they work. And they can actually do it. But they're sending you doing these rocket spaceman bullcrap. We just don't know what to believe, bro. You don't know what to believe, friends. I mean, here's Daddy Trump pointing a finger right at Elon. You know what I mean? Man, the psyops and the deception, that's the thing. That's what, the deeper you go, you're like, nothing's real or everything's real. I don't know who to trust. Let's continue.
Yeah, I heard that he's connected to the whole Tesla files stuff too, which is interesting. I wonder what Elon's role and SpaceX's role is in all this, because
he doesn't know anything.
Apparently, yeah, he doesn't when he's asked about it. But and then I've also have a good friend of mine that sat right next to the third in charge at SpaceX on a flight. And he asked him about all this stuff, and that guy didn't have a clue either.
Well, a funny thing about...
He was actually taking notes. My brother, he was like, "What is all this stuff? I haven't heard of any of this secret space program."
I wonder
stuff.
how much clearance. I wonder how high level clearance Elon has into all of this UFO stuff.
I'm curious, man, because I just don't know.
Isn't his guy that works for him, the dragon guy, Tim? Isn't he like the one who claims to have all this knowledge of all these secret programs and all these? Yeah,
apparently, see Elon. He came on. He goes, "Don't worry, guys. I've got the highest clearance over there in NASA." And then people are literally spamming him like, "You're a cuck. No, you don't." It's kind of, it is funny. It is funny. It makes you think, man. But remember, we learned from the crypto world. Everyone thought Elon was like already a secret OG owner of Bitcoin, and then it turned out, nah, it was actually just late. You know, he looks early now, but it was just late. You know, so that's why I said the deception and the psyops. You can psych yourself out. Now let's talk a bit about anti-gravity.
The authentic real patches that were given to people at Area 51 for every special project that ever happened out there. Wow. And he can tell you every single one and details about it, bro. The guy's great. I mean, he's one of my best friends and researchers in the UFO community around that issue. And I know for a fact that he's the one that dug up that 1960. It was a 1967. When was the Wycombe? It's Wycombe. It's like Wycombe with a B, C-O-M-B-E, Pennsylvania sighting. Because he's got a Tic Tac sighting from,
really?
From 1967.
Oh, 67.
Bro. This thing was spotted
you don't think the Tic Tacs were our stuff? I don't know. It's hard to say.
What's
your best guess?
If it could have been, because aerogels go back 100 years, right? So you have super lightweight things. Then you have these surfaces, which are, you can get propulsion effects of ion propulsion off a surface with these propulsion effects. You could build a large aerostat craft with these propulsive surfaces on it that could, accelerate at ridiculous speeds, because F equals ma. If you put your M really small, a tiny bit of force gives you a huge A, right? That's a huge acceleration. That's basic physics, right? So you can go really, really fast on a small amount of force if you weigh nothing, right? If you weigh as light as a feather, and these aerogels weigh lighter than a feather.
It's kind of funny, friends. Yeah, we got the equations, bro. We have the science, we have the equations, but you can't go mainstream, man. You go mainstream, if you start doing anything remotely commercial, you get the death threat straight away. Also, friends, there's a section in here, I can't even say it because it gets auto-deleted, auto-banned, but you're going to have to read it. You see this? See? J, that's jelly beans. F, friendship. And K, kindness. You see that? So you have to watch me carefully. I can't actually say it. Okay? If I say it, I've tried it before. Okay? I literally can't say it, okay? They go, say it, okay? But you know what I'm talking about, all right? So, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You read it on the screen. Jelly beans, friendship, kindness, okay? I know, man. This is what we got to do. This is literally what we got to do. This is how we have to communicate. There's a part as well in there where they speak about remote viewing, but one of the gentle sirs, Jeremy, he shows how Uri Geller one of famous remote viewers. He says they found a way. They created like this little communication device where it wraps inside your tooth, and if you clench your teeth, okay, you can hear the audio message in your ears, and someone can talk to you, and you can pretend like you're remote viewing. Now, you think automatically, oh, that's probably all remote viewing's fake. No, because we now see all over YouTube people doing tests. People are grabbing people who've never done it before, and they can get them reasonably accurate to some stuff. People they've just never done. Okay, so this stuff is bleeding edge science as well. Do you want to know something interesting too? You know, friends, the man with the mustache. I'll show you as well. You know this dude, this man, okay? The man with the salute and the mustache. It turns out that some of the German scientists, right, when they made it to America, they basically revealed, because obviously they made NASA, funny enough, right? They revealed that they had these covert programs that they were doing remote viewing to find out some of the American stuff. And that's how they located some American stuff out here. But you don't really know, like, hey, is that PsyOps too? They just say, oh, I don't know, it was just psychic stuff out here. So that's why a lot of these people, friends, you go deep, 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 and then you can see how people fall off the edge. Now, friends, I want to speak a bit about Bob Lazar. It's very interesting. There's a thing with Bob Lazar, friends. I'll just tell you one thing, man. The government just doesn't like talking about him. All right? That whenever they don't like talking about someone, it makes me question why they don't like his name. You know Matthew Brown, friends? Matthew Brown, Pentagon. He's literally from within the Pentagon, okay? Matthew Brown, here he is. Matty Brown literally says, you're not allowed to talk about Bob Lazar in the office. Lou Elizondo, fine. It tells you something, though. In the Pentagon, they don't like you talking about Bob Lazar. Right? It's like a, don't talk about that. Right? But Lou Elizondo, yep, it's all good. It's all good. Right? The CIA disinformation agent. The guy who's torturing people. Right? Also, if you're curious, friends, do you know in torture, it's just the dark side of what they do. You know, they will torture someone. They highlight someone who they want to frame as behind a terrorist act or something. So they will literally torture you for like 48 hours. Squeeze your nuts, electrify you, whatever it is, until you just say, fine, I did it. Can you just stop torturing me? They do that. And they capture that moment and they just write it down. Yeah? They've actually done these tests, friends, so many times. You can get anyone to admit anything if the pain threshold's high enough and they're being tortured enough. So that could relate. That's what basically Lou Elizondo was doing, right? Especially when it comes to that event where the Jenga Towers fell. Now it's funny, this dude Jeremy, he's not a fan of Bob Lazar. He thinks the whole thing was made up. So it's just interesting. Let's listen.
He said, because
So what is your position? Is your position still the same on Bob Lazar?
yeah, absolutely.
You think he never was at Area 51?
He was never at Area 51. He was at Los Alamos. He was at the
So you think he's making up all this stuff? It's an elaborate lie that he's kept the same over all these years.
He was at the Meson Physics facility, but his first wife, I mean, you know, Rogan talks about his ex-wife, but he doesn't talk about that it was his second wife. He's talking about Tracy, and he's still buying into all of Jeremy Corbell's narrative on this stuff, which is
Well, my thing about I've come around on Bob Lazar now. I think that if the CIA wanted to find somebody to get into their program or not, even if it wasn't CIA, even if it was like a secret Lockheed or whatever, if they wanted to bring in people to sort of crack this problem or help them figure out how to fly these crafts that they're trying to reverse engineer, right? And you have this guy who is strapping rockets to the back of cars, doing all this crazy stuff, really smart stuff, understands physics and all this crap. Hold on.
He didn't strap the rocket to his... He wasn't the first about the rockets came from his neighbor, Eugene Gluharev, when he lived on Martha Street in Forest Hills, California.
Right.
So the same time, that was the same period he was allegedly taking courses at MIT and going to MIT as part of...
So I swear, when I went through the Bob Lazar stuff, I came out, I'm like, oh, wow, they have ultimate power. Yeah, they literally went to all his education stuff and they just wiped it. Yeah, I know. Actually, there's a guy. He didn't want to release his name because he's still alive. Doesn't want to get killed. Basically, he was. I think he said he remembered Bob in one of the classes somewhere. I think he said something like that. But the professor, when they asked him, "Hey, do you recognize this Bob Lazar dude?" The professor said, "Nah, never seen him." Yeah. But there's another guy who goes, no, he was there. Okay, so they go and they literally wipe your history, man. They can delete your birth certificate. They can delete your death certificate. They literally went back. They just deleted literally everything. And by the way, back in those days, that's how they do to discredit you. You know, right now, say you like if the government says, "Oh, that person never worked at that thing," I'm like, "Oh yeah, my PsyOps thing." Like my antennas are totally going off. But back then, that was like the common Coconut Intelligence Agency thing. They're like, "Okay, delete that guy's employment record. Delete this. Delete that." Right? Just to say, just to make him look not like he's lost his marbles. But something true with Bob Lazar, friends. Everything he said's come true. Literally everything he said has come true. He spoke about the bone hand scanner, the hands and the bones. So your hands and the bones are a DNA print. Yeah, every single person in the world, the bones in our hands and the length and stuff, it is a unique DNA print. And they knew about this in the 70s. And that was your scan to get in. Actually show you. This is it. This was it back then. You know what's funny? This is the weirdest part of it. They put it into a movie after that. Right? I'm telling you, man, friends, society, what they do is wild, man. So this is a real thing. Okay? They actually had it in the 70s and the 80s. And then there's a movie they actually put it in, and they told the director, "Hey, put these hand bone stuff. Let me see if I can put the movie." And you're probably wondering, Sommi, why do they put it in the movies? Like, why do they put this stuff in the movies? You can speculate, but they do stuff. That's what they do this with the alien mummy shit, where whoever's in control, they know humans inside out. They know our memory. They know how we get fuzzy over years and stuff. And what is very, very convenient for them, what they'll do is, there's been stories where someone discovers like an alien mummy. They go, "Hey, we're not alone. There's an alien thing, this and that." Around that decade, though, in those few years, that exact alien or ship, whatever, it's in a movie. So when people come to recall it, okay, all the PsyOps says, "Oh, that person just took the clay model from the movie that came out." Okay, but if you go and check it out, no. The discovery came first, and then the movie came out later. Okay, and they actually, they just go back, they change history. They actually go back, they just change the years, right? You're dealing with something that it basically, only a creator of humans could know something like, you know what I mean? Like they have ultimate control. They know your memory. They know all they got to do is just basically kill time for like 10 or 20 years and then just go back and change stuff, and you can't go prove it, right? So you're dealing with something else here. In this next part as well, this general sir, he calls out Jeremy Corbell.
To debate
we'll see if we can get Jeremy in here. We'll get him to debate you in here.
He won't do it. He won't do it. I guarantee he won't. He'll run scared and he'll make up excuses. And that dude is so afraid of me.
Debate him on Bob Lazar?
He wrote letter to Gene Huff and told Gene Huff not to talk to me and to completely ghost me. And Gene Huff sent me the email.
Well, we got to get to the bottom of this. We got to figure out what's going on.
I really feel like Jeremy Corbell came from nowhere to being this UFO authority with his own show on
everybody
TMZ,
says
man.
about everybody, though. Anybody who gets any sort of notoriety or sort of like spotlight in any topic they
guess,
get, everybody, you have to step back from it for a second, and just that's the way most people describe most other folks who they think there's some sort of connection to intelligence or conspiracy behind it. Like they say, oh, you rise to prominence out of nowhere. That's really suspicious. I wonder how that happened.
With Jeremy Corbell, friends, he got famous. He made really good videos. Yeah, he made the Bob Lazar documentary. Yeah, he made his Bob Lazar documentary. He went on Joe Rogan. It didn't seem to me suspicious, by the way. It didn't. But there could be some PsyOps now. There could be. So, friends, this is how... what I've come to learn is... Oh, man, it's wild, okay? As you get popular... Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's deep state, Coconut Intelligence Agency, could be Reptilian Shapeshifters. I don't know what it is. Something infiltrates. They hang around your circle. Okay? And then they feed you info. Happens to Alex Jones. You can actually tell, right? We can tell by reverse engineering. So, they rise up and then something's circling you. And I almost guarantee to gain your trust, they feed you something true first. Once. They're like, oh, look at this thing I found. And so now you basically keep coming back to that source. But what you don't know is now the poison pill's there. And they get you in. Okay, you keep coming back to that. I wonder if that's happened to Jeremy. I wonder if first, he was fed info. Oh, yeah, this is cool. Come here. And now he's being told, oh, don't talk to Ashton Forbes. That guy's disinformation. That guy's bad. Makes you think. There's also a part here where it says Epstein didn't kill himself, he's still alive.
I've been saying it first. I said this back right when Epstein killed himself. I was like, this is...
You think he killed himself?
I actually, when it first happened, I was, thinking that they snuck him out of there alive.
Right.
Just to tell you, Francis, just to tell you, before this guy even talks, I haven't heard it, but I'm going to tell you now. When Jeffrey Lizardstein himself passed away, okay, 2 hours after he passed away on this date in 2019, there was a message posted from within the jail, Metropolitan Correction Center. 2 hours later. The post went onto like a 4chan message board, 8chan. So remember, Jeffrey Epstein, he was not popular yet. He wasn't like the big freaking meme he is now, the big lizard meme, right? It was most likely a security guard on the inside. And the security guard, this is the whole post, okay? He has a time here. He goes, please, it's 4:15 a.m. So pretty much what he says is, he goes, this is within the jail. So Jeffrey Epstein, so this is what happened to him. A van rocked up to Metropolitan Correctional Center. And the post says, I think they switched his body. Yeah, I think they switched his body. This is the crazy thing. They said a van rocked up on a weekend. And then the guard says, this is really sus. He goes, no one's allowed in on the weekends because you're only allowed in with a judge order. And judge orders don't do stuff on weekends. Okay? So it rocks up and he said there was someone in a military outfit at the back of the van. They come in. And he goes, it was really sus. He goes, they walked in, they went to his cell, and he goes, it was really weird because the triage nurses, nobody asked questions. And no one had to answer to anybody. They just had to sit there in silence. Okay? So this is the actual post here. Look at this. Next thing we know, a trip van shows up. We do not do releases on the weekends unless the judge orders it. Next thing we know, he's put in a single-man cell and he hangs himself. Here's the thing. The trip van did not sign in and we did not record the plate number, and a guy in a green dress military outfit was in the back of the van according to the tower guy who led him through the gate. You guys, I am shaking right now, but I think they switched him out. This post was just 2 hours after he was declared dead. Now you're probably wondering what happened to that post? This is wild, man. They took down the entire 8chan website off Cloudflare. for a few hours and they deleted the message and it came back on. So people have the screenshot. They actually have the screenshot. Here it is. Here it is. They actually have the screenshot. All right. This happened. So you tell me, man. That's why, like, we just come on. Let's see what this gentleman says about.
And the way that I would do it if I was an intelligence operation is I would give him detrototoxin, and then he would register as dead, just like this is the pufferfish chemical that the voodoo people use.
Oh yeah,
right, where they put the goat to sleep and then it comes back from the dead. The zombie goats.
It paralyzes you. Yeah,
it paralyzes your nervous system, and then but you're not dead.
Exactly.
And so they could have given him the detrototoxin, the pufferfish toxin, and then pronounced him dead at the hospital. And then when he goes to the morgue, they do a body switch, and then boom, he goes to Israel in some secret bunker somewhere. So he very well could still be alive. There's no proof of what happened to him. And they covered up those 2 minutes of the tape. They proved that it was edited in Adobe Premiere. And
yeah, they did. Did they actually prove that, Steve?
Yes. Yeah, Steven. Yeah, man. I mean, like, if he was an actual reptilian, that's another thing. So there's just too many. It just keeps coming back to lizard people. It's just like, why isn't a giraffe? Why isn't it a giant clown? How come it's not a dude with a unicorn head? Okay. Why isn't it like a real life Pokemon? Why is it always it's always a lizard reptilian? Just every single time. Right? So reality, as we know it, is carefully constructed. These people are in control. They're not even people. There's some sort of non-human intelligence out here. But we just keep circling back to something. I want to hear from you, bro. What the hell do you want from us? Okay? You guys all the power. We don't. You can control a lot of shit. We don't. What the hell do you want from us? You know what I mean? Like, we're stinky. We're smelly. We're pretty low IQ compared to every non-human intelligence out there. We got so many flaws. What do you want? And I think that's a very interesting question, because everybody who pretends they know the answer, it's never the answer. There's like, it could be adrenochrome, something in your blood, something in your soul, another field, another quantum field. Why are they always taking the children? They're always doing the child kidnapping. What do they want? I don't know what the hell they want. I'll tell you something though. It's a conspiracy SuperCycle, and every day, more and more people are waking up. You know, I'm waiting for it. They're going to have to throw out another world-planned crisis. Too many people are waking up every day. Too many people. And here's the thing, right? I never advocate for like, oh, let's go storm everything. Let's go just flip all the tables and do everything. No, it's not that. Change your life with crypto first, man. We can actually do something for once, right? So that's the best part, friends. Before Bitcoin, you couldn't speculate on the conspiracy and actually profit from it. You can't change your life, unless you're like a real insider, like the Coconut Intelligence Agency CEO and I can't say too much as well, friends, because like I said, I want to keep my channel so I can talk to you, but there are a lot of profits that were made in, the year before 2002, if you know what I mean, betting on the collapse of all those airlines, okay, as the Jenga Towers fell. So you and I are never going to get that information. But if you really believe conspiracies are real, you're just long on crypto, because all of this gets paid one way: the central bank money printer. All of it. There's only one way to pay for it, because they print the money, they pay the scientists, they pay the media company, they pay the economists, they pay the police force, they pay the airport. Everyone gets freaking paid by the money printer, which means the population, who are literally just blue pill cuck lifings 24/7, your purchasing power is getting debased by 5% net at least every single year. So you're paying off the debt, you're paying for the anti-gravity tech, you're paying for the 0-point energy stuff to basically keep everybody dumbed down and actually be research in the background. You're paying for all of that without even knowing, okay? But if you're in crypto, finally, you're in a different system. They can't print more of you. They can't. So for the first time, this is our shot, man. You have a chance now. You have a chance. Like Satoshi said, man, finally, he actually said this, right? Now we can use technology. Instead of enslaving mankind, we can liberate it. Okay, so this is your shot. This is our shot. Okay, it's happening right now. I'm not saying it's all going to be rainbows and fairies and unicorns and everything out here, but like before everyone else like wakes up to what the hell is going on and then have to do like another whole big reset thing on them as well. Before they do that, this is our shot. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.